Hi guys, happy Thursday. I wanted to hop in here real quick and talk to you a little bit about something that I kind of struggled with for about a year or so into my business, which is storytelling. Storytelling because honestly, I didn't think that I had a story besides um, my transformation. I'm like, well, I don't have kids, so how can I talk about the financial gains? I don't have kids, so how can I talk about wanting to be home with them? Um, I don't have like the need, I didn't have the need to want to leave my job, anything like that. So I struggled because I was like, well, I'm so boring. I literally come home and do nothing besides binge watch like Two and a Half Men on repeat or something stupid with my husband. But you guys, your story is so important. Like even honing into those little quirks. Um, because that's what people connect with. People connect with like coming home and Netflix and chilling or whatever you want to call it. They hone into um, you wanting to work full time, and they hone into being a dog mom, they hone into loving reading, whatever it is about your story, that is what is going to attract your people. So, um, kind of starting there and learning to kind of pull those pieces of you slowly and surely. Like that's what I struggled with, but it's so important. Like that's how I found my people. So for me, my part of my story was that I want to get healthy and in the best shape that I can before I have a baby because my mom suffered with preeclampsia with me. I was a preemie, all of those things. So that is part of my story. And you guys, I can tell you that I have had one, two, four of my challengers within the 2.5 years I've been coaching have all had babies and had healthy pregnancies. No, five. I lied. Five. Five. So that's part of my story. That's something that they were attracted to with my story. Some of them it's their first, others it was their second, but they even noticed the difference between their first and their second, and just the difference that having a healthy lifestyle beforehand has made on their pregnancy and their postpartum journey. So that is just something like little that you don't think is significant, but it really is. And why showing all of those pieces of your story are so important is because it gets emotions in people. It's what releases their dopamine, their oxytocin, their endorphins, to learn to like want to take action from what you're posting, that builds their trust with you, that makes them happy or included in what's going on in your life, things like that. So just want to share sort of like or touch on a few things. So one, just for an example, I forget what day it was this week, but I talked about my migraine struggle and how clean eating and Shakeology have helped me. So not only am I kind of incorporating our product, but instead of just saying, drink this shake, my migraines are so much better, I talked about the struggle of how I was told it was just growing pains. It was just my allergies. It was just my sinuses. It was just stress. It was just whatever. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that has heard those same things, or basically not being taken seriously, that they are dealing with pain every single day of their lives. And so someone who is reading that is going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally understand where she's coming from. I struggled too with that, or I wonder if I have this nutritional gap or this nutritional link to what's causing my migraines. They understand that pain and struggle instead of just me being like, hey, drink this shake. It's the story behind it. Another really good one that Ronnie Joe shared at Summit, I was not in that group, but Bonnie Engel, she's amazing at storytelling. So go search her, YouTube her right now. Well, not right now, but like after you listen to this. So at Summit, so this is something that like gets people's emotions high and gets them involved in your story. At Summit, she had, I don't even know how many rows, doesn't matter, but she had a few rows and she had blue paper and pink paper under some. And she told that row, like, you know, you have this piece of paper, pull it out. And she went through like a little thing like, you know, raise your hand or raise your paper if you have blue, raise your paper if you have pink, doing all these little activity things. And then right at the end, she made, I think it was the blue. I could be wrong on which color. The blue people end up lifting their papers up and they all had their blue. And then she said, so now, you know, you're playing with this paper. What if I told you you're part of my gender reveal and I'm pregnant with baby number 2? And like, that's how she announced her second pregnancy. So it's just like bringing people on that journey with you. Like they're involved. They're like, their emotions are high. They're like, what is happening? Like they trust you, all of those things. And then you bring on the excitement or the sadness or whatever it is in your journey that you're struggling with. So it's just learning to not just talk about where you are now, but talk about where you came from. Talk about the struggle that you felt. You know, a lot of us, maybe we just don't feel comfortable or confident in our skin. Talk about that. Talk about how, you know, before you started, you may not have wanted to. I ignored it for months. Talk about how you don't love fitness or you love fitness. Ronnie Jo loves fitness. She's always been into fitness. I'm not that. I'm trying to think of like other ways to kind of get you feeling that. But I guess is, you know, just kind of take a step back too. And the other thing I would think about what made you want to come on board or what made you want to become part of this community or become a coach or whatever it is, like whatever that was that attracted you, talk about that. So for me, it was the fact that I was working 7 days a week and I was just tired. And I started to feel like more energy, more energized by this. And I thought, you know what, if I can make just a little bit of money every single month, enough to pay for groceries or gas or something like that, I don't have to work 7 days a week. I don't have to fill that gap in my schedule that I had taken in my salary, the drop in my salary. I don't have to fill that by working 4, 5, 6 hours on a Saturday and or 3 or 4 or 5 hours on a Sunday. I can work, you know, an hour a day in the morning and get what I need from this community. And also the traveling. For me, that was huge. I have always wanted to travel. I love to see new places, but I just didn't have the opportunity or the resources to do that. And from saying yes to coaching, I earned a trip to Indy last year. I earned a trip to Indy this year. I earned the cruise. I earned a trip to Florida last year, to Orlando. There's so many things that like I would not have been able to do or places I would not have been able to see had it not been for taking this opportunity. So I just really hope that that helped a little bit to kind of give you that idea of like pulling the emotion out of people and really just drawing them in. And I know that sometimes we don't always share every part of our story, and that's okay. You can keep, if you're a mom, you can keep your kids private if that's not something that you want to share. You can keep, there is no right or wrong way to coach, guys. None. As long as you genuinely, that's the word I'm looking for, want to help people and give them the tools and make them feel how you feel, there is nothing wrong with earning an income from that. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to share that with people. I just think you have to build that strong belief in, and it comes with time. You might be like, well, I'm sounding salesy, I'm sounding this, I'm sounding that. But if you just want to help them, that's all that matters. And people will hear that in your voice. So the other thing I sometimes try to do is voice memo a lot. But always still like show up for those people. They are liking your posts, they are commenting on your posts, they are watching your stories. That means they're paying attention to you. So always, always, always reach out. I shared in the team page last week about a girl that was like, thank you for reaching out. I've been watching you. I've been wanting to reach out. I just didn't know how to go about doing it. You guys, she signed up on whatever day that was, Sunday, Monday, whatever day. But guys, she's been watching me forever. So it's just, it may not be the right time for them. They have to have that line in the sand moment. Like that's what I had to do too. It was my people. Where I was like, I'm watching. All right, enough is enough. I need to figure out what this girl's doing because I need help and I'm not doing it myself. And that was like my moment. So whatever you feel comfortable sharing, share that and talk about it. It's so weird because you think like, how am I going to incorporate coaching into my stories and things like that? But it comes like slowly but surely. And the other thing I behoove you and beg you, but highly, highly recommend is getting involved with the community, guys. So whether that be wanting to host a power hour, wanting to hop on and do your own team call, something that's working for you, going on retreats or super Saturdays or anything like that, get involved. That has been the catalyst for me really learning to talk about the coaching opportunity and talk about coaching is being involved with these people. So if you are local, I know Ronnie, Joe, and I, we have about an hour and a half-ish between us. But if you're close to that, like, let's do something. Like, let's just get together on a random, I don't know, Saturday night and go get margaritas. Like, whatever. Like, let's do something. And it doesn't have to be about work. It can just be about the fun part too. That's why I'm super excited about the retreat because it's just going to be fun. We can sit down. If you guys have questions about stuff, I just would really like to chat with you all and just get you to understand because it took me a long time to understand. So if you can understand it sooner, that this isn't about like competition. It's not about, the accolades are fun. Don't get me wrong. But it's about so much more than that. It's so much bigger than that. And it took me a long time to understand that, like, truly understand like rooting for someone else when they are in their winning season, even if it's not your winning season, just being so proud of them for meeting their goals. And that way, like, it's just so much bigger than I can even explain. I don't even know if I'm doing a good job explaining it, but it took me a while to realize that, and to realize that no matter what, like, all we need is support from our fellow women. There's not about like she's doing this or that or the other. Like, we are just here to be better humans, and we want to shine our light on the world in our own little corners, and that's what we need to do. And I think that's all I want to say, but you just never know what someone's going through, and I don't ever want anyone out there to feel like they're alone, like they're battling this whole entire world and all of their stress by themselves, that they can't reach out, they don't have anyone to just be like, guys, I can't handle myself right now. Like, as someone posted the other day, and it made me laugh, but they were like, I'm in that place where like I'm even annoying myself, and like I feel like I've been there. I don't know if you have, but you're just like, I don't know if we're like just PMSing or what it is, but you're just on your own freaking nerves. You guys, like, who else? You know, you just have that community where you're like, I'm on my own freaking nerves, guys. Like, what the heck? And someone will get you. And that's what I want from our community. Um, and I just wish you all a very, very happy October. Um, and yeah, let's like do something. I just love everyone. And I just want you all to experience how much fun the community is. So I got a little sidetracked there, but it's just because I love it so much. Um, and it's always a good laugh and always a good time. So I look forward to um, meeting you all in person, hopefully next spring or sooner. And I hope that helped a little bit about storytelling and just getting you past that wall of being afraid to share, or like talking at someone, like instead of talking to them, and just genuinely showing like where you were and the struggle that and where you are now. Or even if you're struggling with something now, like just talk about that, and talk about how you're overcoming it. There's so many things that people relate to, guys, and there's a whole big Instagram world out there that there's just never ever an end to people that we can talk to. So happy Thursday. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.